What's going on with all my money motivated stars? Now I want to make this video about discipline, you know what I mean? And yeah, basically just discipline. Because a lot of people, they look at people like you, they look at people like me that's on the health journey, you know what I mean, the spiritual journey, whether we meditating, yoga, you know, and we doing a lot of things that calls for discipline, you know what I mean? So a lot of people look at people like us and they say, because it might be like 10% of people who probably just ran across my channel like this week, you know, and they looking at the vibration of the channel because you know it's high, you know what I mean? So when people look at this and they be like, or people out in the everyday world, they just like, okay, I wish I had the discipline like this person, you know? Because some people really think that people are born with discipline. Discipline is something you have to acquire while you're on this planet because we was taught not to be disciplined at all, you know what I mean? Or let me take that back, because we was taught to be disciplined not in the way we were supposed to be. Because if people say they don't have any discipline, let me tell you where you do have discipline. You get up and go to work every day. That's discipline. I don't care if you got to be at work at 6 o'clock and you go 7 o'clock every day. There's something you don't want to do, but you're still getting up and going to work, knowing that you got to go to work because you got to pay bills. That's discipline. You know what I mean? Even when you get to work and you didn't even know the task of the job when you got there. You know what I mean? You knew, you was familiar with what you might have to do, but until you got there and they taught you how to do it, you know what I mean? Then you start knowing. So you discipline yourself to get up to even go apply for that application. Go apply for that job. You know what I mean? So you got the job. So you discipline yourself to get up, set your alarm, and then when you got to the job, you discipline yourself to do that same task every day. So why can't you put that discipline into your own body? You know what I mean? So that's why I want to stop people like, y'all got discipline, you know what I mean? It's just you'll discipline yourself in the way that the Matrix wants you to discipline yourself. I'm not saying just leave your job and do all that, but I'm saying the discipline is there. So when it comes down to it, the people who y'all see was the great basketball players, Michael Jordan, Kobe, they had to acquire that discipline, you know what I mean? People just threw the ball in their court. They had to actually pick that ball up and has to go bounce and learn how to do the crossovers, and they learn how to put that in the hoop, you know what I mean? And constantly keep on making baskets. So with this in the conscious sense, it's like people like me, I'm throwing y'all the ball, you know what I mean? Some people just letting the ball go past their head and letting it just bounce until it stop, and they just like, yes, at least I got the ball. I finally can play basketball. But look at the basketball is knowledge. If you're not picking the basketball up and actually using the basketball to actually make a hoop, why are you at the court? You know what I mean? Why did you want a basketball to begin with? Just to say you got a basketball? Just say you got a new object, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are not taking it serious. They just getting the knowledge just to say they have the knowledge, you know what I mean? Like I said in my live the other day, knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is freedom. You have to actually discipline yourself to change your circumstances. You know what I mean? If Michael Jordan, they never picked up their basketball and actually disciplined themselves more than their other teammates, that's what made them stand out. You know what I mean? They disciplined themselves more than their other teammates. They probably stayed at the practice longer. You know what I mean? They probably was the first one there, the last one to leave. You know what I mean? But everybody is not in that same journey to where some people will be satisfied with just being on the team. You know what I mean? Long as they making hoops and that's cool. I ain't talking about the people. I'm talking about the people who want to be on the team, but just sitting on the bleachers with a basketball in their hand, wanting to get into the game, but they never find the discipline to get into the game. You know what I mean? Like I said, you have discipline. They just giving you that discipline. You know what I mean? They putting all these commercials in your face. They putting all the wrong things to make you discipline yourself to go do. You know what I mean? Just like when you driving, it takes discipline just to get in your car, crank it up, and go to a fast food place. You know what I mean? It took energy to get up in your car and crank it up and drive. So why don't you just pass the fast food place and just go to a grocery store and discipline yourself? Just add 10% more on your discipline than you already had. You know what I mean? It's all about addition and subtraction when it comes to your life. You know what I mean? Add some new healthy foods to your journey. You know what I mean? Because I hate saying diet. Add some healthy living foods to your journey and subtract some unhealthy processed food. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. adding and subtraction when it comes to your life. You know what I mean? That determines what kind of life you gonna live. Are you adding more toxic stuff and subtracting the positive, or it's vice versa? It's the other way around. Are you adding more positive things and subtracting all the negative? You're gonna have a more prosperous life. You know what I mean? So a lot of people got to stop looking at discipline. People thinking we was born with discipline. We had to acquire this. You know what I mean? That's why I'm able to fast easily. You know, it used to be hard for me to fast. My first dry fast was a day. I made it all the way to 5 days. My first water fast was a day. I made it all the way to 5 days. My first juice cleanse was 8 days. I made it all the way up to 23 days. You know what I mean? It builds up as you go. You know what I mean? So people gotta understand, discipline is not given to somebody. So people will form envy towards you just for having discipline. You know what I mean? If you one of the people who have envy towards a disciplined person, just start disciplining yourself. You're not that person that has discipline or has money or have anything external. Just know that you can have that too. You know what I mean? The only thing that you can't have is that person's body. You know what I mean? We are designed individually, but we all can achieve and acquire the same external things. You know what I mean? Externally and internally, but you have to be willing to put up the discipline and the time for yourself. If you don't put up time for yourself, no one's going to put up the time for you. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to sit up and say, hey, and even the people who do say, hey, put that burger down, grab this lettuce, you're not going to do it because now they telling you what to do. You know what I mean? You're not going to appreciate it. So when you put that burger down and actually want to go find that lettuce or find that avocado or find whatever you feel like is healthy in your world, you know what I mean? That's when it's going to start working, because you've put the discipline in. Stop putting the discipline in for all the stuff that they want you to put the discipline and time and effort into. They want you to put your time and effort into all these jobs and work 12-hour shifts and all that, you know what I mean? Do all this overtime, and then go home, watch all these Netflix series, and just binge watch TV shows, and just do it the next day. Just imagine somebody who's doing it all day, and if it's you, I ain't talking down on you, I'm just saying, it should ring true. You know what I mean? So if you going to work every day and you going home cooking, and then you get in the shower, then you binge watching Netflix, don't you do that every day? You know what I mean? It might change up one day, and somebody might go on a trip like once every 3 months, and it might switch up then, but you're doing the same thing because you have repeated, you know what I mean? It's a repeated cycle. You know, that's all you're going to ever have time to do if you don't switch up the routine. So people got to start switching up their routine and start doing it gradually. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong, and don't think you on a time limit when it comes to this. You know what I mean? Some people don't start eating healthy till let's imagine people who start eating healthy when they was 80. You know what I mean? They still took the time out to do it because they probably was just misinformed. It doesn't matter what time you take out the time to discipline yourself, long as you take out the time to do it. Long as you start finding it important within yourself to say, oh, I need to make a change. And my life hasn't changed because I had to make a change. You know what I mean? So if you chew bubble gum all day, every day, and your jaws start to hurt, and you do that the next day, you don't think your jaws are still gonna hurt the next day and the day after that? After the 50th day, your jaws gonna be burnt out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you're gonna feel the same. You're gonna feel the same pressure in your jaws until you say, "Hey, I don't think I need to chew gum today." And you take that gum out, and then your gum it starts to feel better instantly. You know what I mean? And over time, your gums stop having inflammation, and the swelling goes down. You know what I mean? This is what people think is gonna happen in one night. You know what I mean? Okay, I stopped chewing the gum today. My gums shouldn't be hurting no more. You know what I mean? No, you've been chewing these gums for like 50 days straight. You know what I mean? Just like you gotta put that towards your body. You've been damaging your body for 27 years, 30 years, 40 years. It's gonna start feeling better instantly, but as time goes on, it's gonna start feeling better and better and better until you get back into how you used to feel. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people ain't even got back to how they used to feel. It's going to be like an overexcitement when they get back to how they supposed to feel, because a lot of us ain't never felt how we supposed to feel, because as soon as we came to this world, they was pushing formula down our throat and fake ass baby food. You know what I mean? So just imagine the new plateau that your life is going to go to, and how much you're going to appreciate it when you actually start taking out the time to build up your discipline. People will rather stack up their money than to stack up their discipline. And when you stack up your discipline, you're going to be a dangerous person, because you're not going to let certain things or certain people or certain narratives get pushed and you accept it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, man, it's all about building up discipline. You know, start from square one. You know, start tomorrow, start today with a little bit of discipline, because discipline is going to take you a long way. Trust me. I'm talking from experience. It's going to take you a long way. You're going to be able to peep out a lot of red flags when it comes to yourself, when it comes to other people, when it comes to news narrative, when it comes to certain signs that you see. You like, damn, I saw this on such channel. This is a Masonic sign. You're going to start looking at your shirts and your clothes. Then you're going to start looking at a lot of stuff differently and start peeping out a lot of stuff, because the awareness is there. You know what I mean? Control your sexual urges. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. You know, just chill. You ain't gotta please yourself every day, every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a slow process that you gotta learn how to discipline yourself. And if you don't learn how to discipline yourself, you're gonna be on these streets running rampant. You know what I mean? Losing your mind basically as you get older, because you never set standards in your life. You never set up any discipline. That's why a lot of people get ran over and get treated like a doormat, because they never set up any discipline. I mean, they never set up any standards for people. So like they say, you give a nigga an inch, they take a mile. You know what I'm saying? Because you never put up no doors and no wall there. You know, so people gonna treat you how you treat yourself. You know what I mean? If you love yourself, people gonna see that. It's gonna emanate from your vibration. People gonna start loving you, you know. But if you around here, you hating yourself, you know, I ain't gonna never be this, I ain't gonna never be putting all this type of bullshit in your body, people gonna treat you like bullshit. And that's just facts, you know what I'm saying? Our outer reflects our inner. Like I didn't say that before. But yeah, that's all I got to say in this video, man. Y'all make sure y'all give this video a like, and y'all be blessed and walk in that smoke.